Hi, I'm John, founder of Essence, facilitator, musician, podcaster, and author of children's books. I guide people towards living their essence through one-on-one coaching journeys, group coaching programs, and many free offerings such as this podcast. If you want to go on a deep dive towards living your essence, I invite you to go to my website and book a free discovery call. And then we can explore many ways how you can live your unique essence. And now, let's jump straight into today's podcast episode. Welcome to today's episode of Essence. I named this episode Leadership Redefined because I would like to share with you my perspective on leadership. And if you're now thinking, I don't have a leadership role in an organization, therefore leadership is nothing for me, let me share with you a different perspective. Leadership to me is the quality to take responsibility for leading a life of authenticity, integrity, and inner trust. Let me repeat this for you, just to be sure that this lands how I see leadership. To me, leadership is the quality to take responsibility for leading a life of authenticity, integrity, and inner trust. And if you try to see the world and leadership through this lens, then even if you don't have a leadership role in an organization, community, project, or if you would describe yourself as a change maker, then this might apply to you. And I see that there are so many qualities within leadership and authentic leadership, how I see it, that are beneficial to all of us in our lives. That's why I created this framework. I call it the Essence Framework of Authentic Leadership. And I would love to share with you some of these different pillars that I see as essential for authentic leadership. And I would like to invite you to see how developing these qualities might also enrich your personal life, if you're in a leadership role or not. So for me, there are 3 pillars for authentic leadership. Pillar number 1, without any specific order, is authentic communication. And authentic communication to me means that you're able to express your inner truth, that you're able to speak with clarity, directly to what is happening inside you. If you're feeling any kind of tensions within you or in relationship to another person, that you can address this in a very clear way, speaking your truth, connected to your values, connected to what is important to you, without needing to go like an extra long route around and try to explain and describe it in a fluffy way. No, but to be precise and direct. And the benefit of this for yourself is that you can live in authenticity and integrity. And for relationships with other people, that builds trust. So you can cultivate trust within yourself and with others through authentic communication. It makes it way more easy for others to connect with you, to feel you, and to collaborate with you. So this one pillar, authentic communication, for me is essential and important for authentic leadership. The second pillar is self-awareness. And by that, I mean that you are self-aware of your inner landscape, of your emotions, of your bodily sensations, of your thoughts. That you can identify certain patterns, triggers, that you know what might be driving you, which kind of motivation, maybe motivated by experiences from the past, are constantly present. And that you can observe that, which gives you a lot of choice and freedom. So if you are able to integrate this quality, and again, you don't need to be in a leadership role officially for that, but if you can integrate into your life self-awareness, you will gain more freedom, more choices, have more, or feel more actionable, that you can act in your life and have this sense of yes, I can choose what I want to do. I'm not controlled by my triggers, patterns, by my past. So, self awareness for me is very important when it comes to authentic leadership. And the third pillar, which I see as essential, is emotional mastery. Because if we don't master our emotions in the sense that we understand their intelligence, that we can listen to them, that we can move with them, and that we can also regulate ourselves and bring ourselves back into a state of balance and calm, then we will be washed away by everything that's going on inside of us. So, emotional mastery is key when it comes to authentic leadership. And by that, I also mean this one part that you are able to understand the information that comes with every emotion, and that you don't push it away or aside, that you don't suppress it, but see the value and the information that it has, and that you can use it and integrate it and move with it. And also that you're not overwhelmed by your emotions or pushed from left to right. Because, for example, when you find that you're often distracted, that you check your phone all the time, that you tend to distract yourself by eating, by consuming whatever, then you're controlled by your emotions. It's mostly connected to our emotions that we feel distracted by social media and so on and so forth. So, this is such a key component, especially in these times where we have more and more information being flooded our ways. And this information, all these external impulses, could lead to us just being washed away and dragged away. So, emotional mastery is key when it comes to authentic leadership. And what I hope by now is that you can also see, even if you don't have a leadership role, that these qualities are so important and that they could highly enrich your life. And if you find yourself in a leadership role, or if you see yourself as a change maker in this world, which I also think all of us are, but some of us have decided to really step onto this path and also create projects and organizations in the world to contribute towards change. If you are a leader in a leadership position or a change maker, then these qualities are also especially important if you're leading other teams where you rely on other people to create this beautiful impact that you want to have in the world, where trust is a really important pillar, where you need to be able to communicate clearly, even in times of uncertainty. So, in these roles, it is especially important. And as I said in the very beginning, for me, leadership is the quality to take responsibility for leading a life with authenticity, integrity, and inner trust. And by taking these three pillars, you will get all of this. And if we would only focus on two of these pillars, it's also great already. You have like a huge benefit in your life, but there's always something still missing. And I would love to speak a little bit about what happens if two of these core pillars are overlapping. So, what happens, for example, if you are highly self aware and you mastered the skill of emotional mastery? I call this the monk. So, you're very aware of what's going on in the inner world and you're able to understand the information sent by your body and your emotions, and you're able to regulate. Then you're a monk. But something is missing. I'm not saying that monks are bad. I love monks. But then this expression is still something that's missing in this puzzle piece. So if we would go on and look at, for example, the overlap between self-awareness and authentic communication, I call this the inner voice. So you are aware of what's going on inside of you, and you can communicate with clarity and authenticity very directly. So it's like this inner channel which just opens and you speak directly to what happens inside of you. What's your inner truth connected to your values, connected to what's important to you, which is a great skill. But if you're missing emotional mastery, You might be dragged around by your emotions and be communicating that with clarity and authenticity, which is great. And yet, if you want to lead a family, a friendship, a relationship, a community, an organization, you need this skill of emotional mastery. And if we now take a look at the final pair, authentic communication and emotional mastery, I call this the beacon. The beacon because you're there, constantly sending your message. You can communicate clearly, authentically, share your inner world, what's going on, speak authentically, and that you won't be washed away by the waves of life, by your emotions, which is great again. And yet, if you're not self aware, you might just be constantly sending your experiences and conditioning from the past. So we need self awareness to become more whole, to see where we might be stuck, in the past, repeating these old patterns. So I hope that you really can see that these three pillars for authentic leadership are important for people in official leadership roles, for change makers, and for everyone who wants to lead a life of authenticity, integrity, and inner trust. So I hope that this inspires you and that you can now go into the world and see how you're living your life, how you want to live your life. And I am deeply, deeply convinced that if you get to deepen each of these three pillars, if you get to strengthen all three of them, you will be experiencing a life which is so rich, abundant, fulfilled, meaningful, deep, light, playful, and you will never want to go back. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, invite you to step onto this journey of leading this life, of integrating these aspects of authentic leadership into your life. That if you're a leader or a change maker, that you can have the impact in the world that you deserve. And if you want to lead a life of authenticity, integrity, and inner trust, that you get to live this life in the most beautiful way. And I hope that inspires you. If you want any kind of support with that, please feel free to reach out to me. It's my mission to inspire others to live their essence, and I would love to support you in living your essence. Thank you so much, and speak to you in the next episode of Essence.